Alright, you lot, welcome to Only Place where headlines hit harder than pre-order regret. Today, EA's Battlefield launch debacle, Nintendo might have sprung another leak, and Megan Fox is now a bloodthirsty chicken. Stick around for all this and more. Let's get stuck in. Right, let's start with somewhat cold, grim and absolutely dripping in dread. And no, I'm not talking about EA customer support. Insomnia Chapter 1 just dropped a free demo for Steam Next Fest. And if you're a horror fan with actual standards, this one's worth your eyeballs. It's made by one bloke in Ukraine, solo dev, Arctic horror. Full-on psychological descent with no combat, no jump scare spam, just one poor sod slowly losing his grip in an abandoned research station. Think Still Wex Deep meets Thing, with amnesia vibes. But with energy, I made this in a war zone with rage and ambition. You play as Ethan, a technician sent to fix stuff. Classic setup. But surprise, pipes are whispering, reality's cracking, and everything wants a piece of your trauma. No guns, no boss fights, just story, atmosphere, and kinda creeping dread that gets under your skin like cold draft in a Yorkshire toilet. And let's be honest, in a world full of indie games made by Unity asset flingers who think flicking lights count as atmosphere, Insomnia actually looks par. Clean visuals, thick fog, audio design that makes you want to turn around before the game even tells you to. Now this is Chapter 1 of a larger episodic plan, and if rest at series it's like this demo, might be looking at a future cult classic. One of those games that quietly eats your brain while AAA space screams into microtransactions. But if you want horror without hand-holding, atmosphere without ammo counters, and dev work that actually means something, give this a go. It's free, it's grim, and it's better than half the horror on Steam right now. Next, Warner Brothers is currently $50 billion in pit. That's billion with a B, as in bloody hell. But hey, what's a financial meltdown when you got another Mortal Kombat movie to greenlight? Yep, Mortal Kombat 3 is officially in works, before Mortal Kombat 2 is even hit cinemas. Sequel was delayed to May 2026, but Red Band trailer got so much hype, Warner and New Line just shouted, "Finish him!" at their own budget. Screenwriter Jeremy Slater dropped bomb at Comic-Con, all proud of himself, stood next to Carl Urban like it wants a slow-motion car crash in a corporate spreadsheet. He said Warner Brothers is so excited and convinced that there's a giant fan base waiting they've already hired him to write next to him. Look, I'm all for Mortal Kombat. We've had enough safe, clean action flicks lately. Sometimes you just need a bloke getting his spine ripped out and someone shouting, "Fatality," like it's a compliment. But come on, you're billions in debt. Studios a financial bonfire, and you're greenlighting sequels like you're running a YouTube series, not a $1 billion film slate. That said, at least it's fun chaos. Could be worse. Could be another DC reboot where Batman cries into his cereal for 2 hours. Mortal Kombat might be only IP they've got left that ain't drowning in reboots, reshoots and regrets. Warner Brothers can't pay bills, but at least we're getting laser eyes and uppercuts while ship sinks. So I guess NK3 is coming whether it makes sense or not, just like every decision that got 'em here. Now brace yourselves. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is stacking cast like a mad fever dream with budget. Megan Fox is voicing Toy Chica. Matt Pat, yeah that Matt Pat, is voicing Toy Bonnie. And somehow that's not weirdest part. At Comic-Con they rolled out new animatronics and dropped bomb. Game theory bloke who's been decoding series since dinosaurs roamed Earth is now Insight Game. That's not a cameo, that's possession. He is law now. And Megan Fox? Sure, why not? She's already voiced a vampire bat in Mortal Kombat 1, so voicing a seductive killer chicken doesn't even move needle anymore. Hollywood's gone full animatronic and no one's questioning it. Film drops December 5th. Cause what screams Christmas like jump scares, twitchy robots and traumatised pizza staff? Seriously though, why miss Halloween with this? October's FNAF season, December's for regret and leftover stuffing. Still, first film worked, it knew what it was, didn't try to win Oscars, just standard as blood, nostalgia and a few TikTok nightmares. If sequel sticks landing, we'll get more animatronic murder madness and maybe even an actual plot this time. So FNAF 2 is shaping up to be the strangest horror film of the year. Pray for children. And maybe your sanity. Right then, in news that's shocking absolutely no one who's watching Nintendo's security track record, there might have been hacked. Again. This time, Psycho Group with a name like a cyberpunk death cult, claiming they've got their hands on internal Nintendo dev folders, call themselves Crimson Collective, and they posted a screenshot online. All bloody repo full of game files, admin docs, backups. Basically a digital ransom note that screams, "Look what we found in attic!" Now, note's confirmed yet. Nintendo hasn't said a word, but let's be honest, the silence is louder than a Joy-Con drift lawsuit. Hackmanac's tracking it, Hack-Risk.io's nodding quietly in corner, and Crimson Collective's over here flexing like they've just caught a shiny Pikachu made her NDAs. Even if it's fake, the fact we can't immediately rule it out says everything. Remember, this is the same company that got obliterated back in 2020, source codes, account breaches, classic game leaks, and handled it with hot speed and grace or a sloth doing its taxes. Over 300,000 accounts got compromised that time, and Nintendo acted like they'd just spilled tea on the keyboard. So if this is real, we could be looking at another round of leaks, early builds, cut content, or worse, internal naming conventions. Imagine finding out next Mario game is codenamed Plumber's Final Reckoning. No matter how this pans out, one thing's clear. Nintendo's digital door is wide open or the bluff game is strong. Crimson Collective might be full of it, but track record says, maybe not. Let's talk Battlefield 6 now. It finally launched last week, and in true EA fashion, it kicked off with game-breaking bugs so big, I half expected it to show up on box art. Now we're ready, pre-loaded, brew in hand, controller primed. It launched just after 4 PM UK time, and what did I get? A queue. Not just any queue, 417,600. Within 2 bloody minutes. That's not a queue, it's a digital stadium. I've seen smaller census results. Then I get magical error. You don't have game installed. Excuse me? I've got an SSD screaming otherwise. My son is already in. Same app, same pre-order. So I repair it. Don't work. Reinstall game? Still no. Reinstall EA app and game again? At this point, I'm doing IT support for $1 billion publisher who can't figure out how to deliver a game they just sold me. 2 hours in, Battlefield Comms finally tweets words we feared. We're aware of an issue preventing players from accessing game. Translation, we broke it and hope you won't notice. Then another post about missing rewards from Phantom Edition, open beta, and road to Battlefield 6. Basically, if you were supposed to get out, you got no. 4 hours later, we might not cause. 6 hours in, restart game, we think we fixed it. Nah, I went to bed, cause I'm not pulling an all-nighter to beta test a product I paid for. And Steam lot? You thought you escaped. Think again. 13 hours after launch, people were getting game not released errors. Fix? Untick some random DLC boxes in Steam properties. That's not a fix, it's a ritual. To be fair to EA, and it physically pains me to say this, they did offer compensation. 24 XP boosters, full battle pass. Phantom Edition folks get Season 2 as well. Not bad. Better than Ubisoft, who'd have blamed you and ran off with your wallet. But here's twist. Battlefield is actually smashing it. 747,440 concurrent on Steam. 865,000 plus watching on Twitch. 83 on Metacritic. 52,899 reviews, mostly positive. Take that, Call of Duty. Only Modern Warfare 2019 pulled better launch stats. So yeah, launch for pure chaos. Broken installs, missing content, queues that look like Glastonbury, but game, once you get in, banging. Full review is coming later this week. No filters, no favours, just my uncut rage, joy, and probably more queue screenshots. But what about you lot? Did you get in? Did it work? Or did the EA hold you hostage in purgatory with broken files and a tweet? Drop it in comments. I want to see how many of you survived launch day. And that's a lot for today. If you enjoyed Chaos, give it a like, slap subscribe like it owes you money, and chuck your war stories, hot texts, and refund receipts down in comments. I read them all, I judge most of them, and if you're lucky, I may roast a few. Stay sharp, stay salty, and don't pre-order Digital Chaos without backup. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.